Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. All right, let's have a look and see what there is today. Very quickly, it's been confirmed, at least by their camps anyway, that Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk will get it on again in October, and it will kick off Riyadh season. Frank Warren confirmed it on TalkSport the other day. I think Krasiak confirmed it the other day as well. I'm intrigued to see what Tyson Fury changes. Alexander Usyk will come as is, right? He hasn't changed, he hasn't changed anything. His weight will be exactly the same. I think we've seen that now. His last 4 or 5 fights, he's been 223, 221, 221, 221, 217. That's incredible, especially for a heavyweight not to fluctuate in weight. Tyson Fury obviously has been a bit different. I do wonder if he's going to change anything in the camp. Will Sugar Hill Stewart stay? Don't know. I mean, I was surprised when he got rid of Ben Davison after the first Wilder fight. So you never know what Fury will do. Will John Fury still be in the camp? Will he still be in the corner? So yeah, a lot of things to talk about in the lead up to that. And by the way, look, October's so far away, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. I do wonder if it will be Fury Usyk. I do wonder if someone else will step in. Maybe the winner of Hrgovic Dubois, if it is Hrgovic, maybe AJ. Potentially, he's looking to come out again in September. So, look, a lot can happen. But yeah, both camps have confirmed it's on again. And it won't be for Undisputed as well. Remember, Hrgovic versus Dubois, I believe, will be for the IBF. But that doesn't matter, is it? I mean, we saw the Undisputed. It happened. And it's going to take a long time for it to happen again. All right, let's have a look what we got here. Amir Khan believes friend Josh Taylor has lost his spark. Wow. Yeah, that can happen, man. I mean, Josh has done it all. Josh has done it all. Let's not forget, Josh was undisputed. There was a time when Josh was in the pound for pound conversation. Definitely in the top 10. I don't know where he kind of landed in that top 10, but he's done a lot of good stuff. He's gone to America. He's had a couple of big fights. Hopefully he's made some good money, won the World Boxing Super Series. He's got some good names on the resume. He just needs to find that fire again. And I think this could be the fight that does it, right? This is the opponent that he just won't want to lose to. Look, you don't want to lose any fight, but you don't want to lose this one, because for the last couple of years, everyone has digged him that he lost this fight first time round. So look, we'll see. I go up to Leeds on Saturday morning, looking forward to it. I'm trying to think of what was the last big British fight that I covered in terms of numbers. I can't think of one. What was the last big one? My brain's gone. In my head, I'm thinking Leewood Warrington, but I'm sure there's been something after that. Dalton Smith was good, but obviously not the same type of numbers. So this will be a sold out First Direct Arena. So yeah, looking forward to it. Eddie Hearn confirms that Joe Cordina will move up to lightweight after suffering Kakache defeat. Yeah, he has to. Look, I think people forget Joe was a lightweight. Was he not British champion? Might have been British champion, but then he moved down to super feather. So yeah, look, he'll be happy to add those extra 4 pounds, right? Those extra 5 pounds. But there's some big boys up there. There's some big boys in the lightweight division, but there's some good names for him to fight as well. I mentioned it on the video the other day. I just feel like the Maxi Hughes one's an easy one to make. Maxi Hughes' stock has risen, even though he suffered a couple of defeats stateside. George Kambosos is another good one to make, just because he was a champion in that division. So there's some good fights for him, and I still think there's a lot left in Joe Cordina. Again, Kakache just looked like a man possessed on Saturday. All right, let's quickly talk about the big news in the last couple of days. I knew about this for a couple of weeks. I thought, let me just sit on it, because I almost hoped it wasn't true, and that's that DERECK Chisora will fight Joe Joyce on a Queensbury card. I'm just not into this at all, honestly, at all. Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like it at all, one bit, if I'm honest with you. And look, this is not a dig against Chisora. You guys know how much I like Derek. I spoke to Derek on Saturday. He actually sort of gave me some advice on something personal. I look at him, although I'm older than him, I think, I look at him like an older brother. Every time I see him, it's love. But Derek's entertained me for so many years. Like, he's been in so many fantastic fights. You don't need to entertain me anymore. You don't. You can pass that on to someone else. And Yeah, in against Joyce, who we know can hit, who's got an engine. I know Joe didn't look great in his last fight as well. I just don't like it at all for Derek. Look, Derek's going to do what he's going to do. I don't think anyone can convince Derek to call it quits. There was a time when I thought, what fight was it? It might have been the Kubrat Pulev fight where he came out to that Elvis Presley song, Elvis Presley. And I thought that was that. I almost thought, because he walked to the ring, I think, with his kids. So in my head, I thought, okay, this is his final fight. He's making that final walk. And it was a good win as well. Kubrat Pulev's a good name to have on your resume, right? They fought a few years back. I remember, if I stand to be corrected, but I think they fought a few years back. So that was the get back for Chisora. And I thought, okay, that's it. Done. Goodbye. I actually even thought maybe he could have called it quits after the Fury fight. Fury gave him a big opportunity, a world title fight, packed out stadium. I thought that was a perfect way to say goodbye. There's been so many times when I thought, okay, that's it. That's it. Like, enough. And here we are again. And I don't know, man. Like, I almost want to blame the people behind and around Chisora, but I almost feel like he's so stubborn. Like, even if they say we're not going to make a fight for you, someone will. He will go to a promoter and someone will make the fight, because I still think there is this interest for some reason in seeing Chisora fight. I think the O2 Arena is a bit of a stretch, by the way. I don't think it does anything close to, unless they go with a crazy undercard. I'm not quite sure what Queensbury can put out on the undercard, because all the fighters seem to be fighting in Saudi, but I think the O2 is a bit of a stretch. But yeah, look, again, this isn't a dig personally. Actually it is. It's a dig personally, because I just don't want to see him fight, because I genuinely care for his health. Like, and you kind of get that bond with fighters when you see them behind the scenes. Obviously, a lot of you guys see them in front of the camera for a few minutes, and on fight night, I kind of speak to these fighters behind the scenes, and you kind of then start to like and care for them. And Chisora is certainly one fighter that I like and care for. And I just, even when this fight was spoken about 4 years ago, when Joyce was with David Haye, and they kind of, I don't know what fight it was, but David Haye and Joyce came to the ring, and there was a lot of talk about the fight potentially happening then. I thought it was a bad matchup for Chisora then. Chisora's had a lot of wear and tear since then. So is Joe, to be fair. The Zhang fight was very, very difficult for him, both of them. But he's a lot fresher than Chisora. And I think you guys might have seen their face-to-face. He's a lot bigger as well. I don't like it, man. Honestly, I don't like it. But it is what it is. Will I watch it? Yeah, I'll watch it. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So, look, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Chisora wants to fight. When was the last time Derek fought? It was that Gerald Washington fight, wasn't it? That feels a long time ago. So look, Chisora's last fight, yeah, Gerald Washington, 12th of August 2023. Okay, it's not as long as I thought it was. Yeah, and it was the Kubrat Pulev fight I was talking about. I don't know. So what's that? He's won 2 of his last 5. And to be honest, you look at the ones he's lost to, he's going to lose to them. Like, he's not getting beat by bums. And that could be the argument people will make. Well, unless someone that is way, way below his level stops him and knocks him out, why not? Because he's lost to Alexander Usyk, who is now the undisputed champion, Joseph Parker, who is a top 4, I said top 3 heavyweight, a few of you gave me stick, and he's lost to Tyson Fury. Those are the 3 defeats, and he's beat Kubrat Pulev and Gerald Washington. So if you are going to make a counter argument to why he should continue, that's your counter argument right there. But again, not for me, people. Not for me. Jermaine Franklin hoping for excitement, big Saudi nights ahead of his Devin Vargas fight. I think that fight's tonight, Thursday night boxing. Not mad at that at all. I think Jermaine Franklin is a decent fighter. I really do. I wouldn't mind seeing him in a big fight again. Trying to think of who he potentially could fight. I don't know where I think he is. Martin Bakole was supposed to fight Joyce, by the way. I don't know if that's a bit of a step for Jermaine Franklin, but I mean, Jermaine Franklin has a name now, right, because of the AJ and Dillian White fight. So, yeah, we'll see. Ryan Garcia's B sample results opened aren't immediately revealed. I don't care. Honestly, I really, really don't care about this. The B sample is going to be the same as the A sample. What's the point? Let's just deal with it. The New York State Athletic Commission just needs to deal with it. How long ago was this fight? I feel like, why do these things just drag on so long? I don't know what's going on. And it's weird how I've been following sort of the Twitter and Instagrams of Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. And it's all if you didn't know, you would think that Devin Haney's the one that's popped for something and the one that came in heavy. Like Ryan Garcia is getting love all over the place. Like I spoke about this as well. Like he was obviously on the show right at the end with me, and in my hearts of hearts, I was like, is this right? Like why is he getting so much airtime? And obviously sat next to His Excellency and Ronaldo, and he's taking photos with Neymar and everyone. And I'm like, 1 second, this just seems so wrong. At least let whatever needs to come out in terms of a ban, in terms of you being found not guilty, at least let that come out. But no, it's strange. I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see. Why this might be the perfect goodbye for Usyk and Fury. You know, a lot of people have said this, but I'll just tell you now, it's not going to be, just because there's just too much money. There's just too much money. Look, potentially, if this fight was in the UK where they would have made, I don't know, 15 to 20 million, which is a huge amount of money, or in the US, fine. But the numbers I'm hearing are astronomical. Like, I'm hearing there was a pot of 150 million. Did you hear what I just said? 150 million. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. There's going to be the same pot for the rematch. I defy anyone to turn down, let's just say they split it 50-50, 75 million. He's not going to. So yeah, you're right. I mean, Alexander Usyk really should set off into the sunset having conquered boxing. He's clocked the game. But if someone wants to call him back and say, okay, here's 75 million to come back, he is going to literally come back. And so is Tyson Fury. So, and look, Tyson Fury needs to come back as well. He needs to get back, as I said. AJ ready to fight anyone, says Eddie Hearn. Well, look, there is a stadium, I think we're led to believe, booked for AJ, Wembley Stadium, sometime in September. I don't know. I guess it's a wait and see game for AJ. I don't know if AJ will go back to Riyadh to sort of look closely at Deontay Wilder versus Zhilei Zhang. If Wilder looks good, if Wilder looks really good, then that fight there could happen. It's a big fight. If Hrgovic looks destructive against Daniel Dubois, that could happen. It's a world title fight as well. So they're your two opponents. I can't think of anyone else. Some have said Joseph Parker, but I just can't. I don't know if there's any interest in that rematch. I mean, Joseph Parker deserves a big fight, but I just don't see any interest in it. So if you're AJ, you're waiting on Hrgovic potentially, because I don't see a Daniel Dubois fight being intriguing. You're waiting on Hrgovic and you're waiting on Deontay Wilder, and that's your Wilder's. I don't know. I don't even think Wilder's a Wembley fight anymore. But look, we'll see. Is there not talk about Inoue on that card? So they'll stack it, especially if this is a Wembley card supported by Saudis. So then the undercard's going to be frightening. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Not much else. We will do a separate video on Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall tomorrow. And we'll look at the undercard as well. Obviously, Chev Clark versus Ellis Zorro is the undercard. A couple other big fights as well. This is interesting. We'll end on this one very quickly. Johnny Fisher against Alan Babbage. Obviously, Alan Babbage came back after that defeat to Rzinski. Is it the Bridgerweight champion? He came back and had a fight a few weeks ago, got the stoppage victory. It's a bit of a step up, this one, for Johnny Fisher, I think. Obviously, he's physically a lot bigger than Babbage, but you know what Babbage is going to do. I like this matchup. I like it. It's a next-gen card as well. So don't shit on it when you see the full card, but I like this matchup. I think it's a good one. All right, guys, girls, peace and love.